Welcome back to for another video. Today we will talk about something serious, and it's all about my 3 biggest haters. If you've been my fans for a long time, you may have wondered why I hate Jherwin, and for new fans, you probably wonder, who's Jherwin and why I hate him to the core? All those old-aged questions will be answered in this video. We will start with the first hater, Jherwin Kabayo. First of all, I can't show his face in this video. His face is absolutely ugly. It makes me want to throw up like I've been food poisoned. Even if I wanted, I just can't. I deleted my secret Facebook account because I was upset. That's right, the jerk has a Facebook, and it's the only account where he reveals his real face. Not only that, I deleted my Facebook account cause I hate Facebook as much as I hate Reddit and Discord. About Jherwin, yeah, he's a real pain in the ass. He has made so many fake accounts in all sites I used. I know it's unbelievable and sound fake, but it's actually true. In real life he did so many bad things that made him the most disappointing child in the world. To make so many fake accounts, he had to steal a lot of phones and keep it into his dirty and dusty room. By the way, I mentioned one time on Twitter, Jherwin killed a toddler because the child pooped at his stolen Pokemon cards. Every day, Jherwin gets scolded by his family, and his crying is happiness to me. His scream of anger is music to my ears. Of course, we all know Jherwin is a dumber than a baby. Jherwin can't make his move without the help of his best friend, Stephen Morallos. Of course, I can't deny mentioning the 2 most unforgivable sins made by Jherwin for everyone, and that is contributing to cancel Russia and Umano Pikami. Out of all people, Jherwin was the only one who celebrated Russia's termination from Hololive, and he helped the haters to cancel Pikami after announcing her upcoming Hogwarts Legacy livestream. He basically poured gasoline on the fire that's already burning Pikami. Obviously you don't know Jherwin did it, but I can't blame you for not being informed. Now you already heard how horrible Jherwin is. In this case, Jherwin has the worst mental problem in human history. I even made songs about him in this channel. Jherwin is the symbol of pure and utter insanity. Also, did you know I was almost blown by a fireworks outside at the start of 2022? If I wasn't smart there, I could have died, and of course it was Jherwin's fault all along. This is something that should be taken seriously, and for Jherwin Kabayo, he needs help. A mental help for Jherwin Kabayo. He needs a psychotherapist. I have a niece in real life that has been influenced by Jherwin's unethical actions. Back in 2019, my money was stolen, and it happened again back in March 2023. The worst part about it, I was blamed for stealing money. Of course no solid evidence was shown against me, but his best friend Stephen Morallos is smart at making lies so nobody believes I'm innocent. And of course, who actually stole the money? That's the million-dollar question. It's Jherwin Kabayo. He's the one who stole the money, even if I don't have a proof, but God knows I'm not lying. Now that we're done with Jherwin, it's time to talk about the second hater. That's none other than Stephen Morallos. I mean, come on, the devil himself is like Adolf Hitler in modern time. But to avoid confusion, we will call him with his real name. I will explain why. After my older sister's husband died, he met this guy in 2018. The guy seems to be nice at first, like Hitler when he was a painter. Ironically, Stephen is a painter too, but on walls, not an artist painter. But I found out he was sent by Edgar, Cruz, the third hater that'll be talk about later. Stephen begins to show his true color. He is the one who keeps depressing me and the one ruining my life. Like Jherwin, I can show his picture because again, I deleted my Facebook account, so I can't really go to his account to get a photo, but I can say he is bald and fat. He's bald, and that explanatory. Because bald people have bad attitude. Do you watch Courage the Cowardly Dog show from Cartoon Network? Yeah. I'm like Courage and he is Eustace Bag, except I'm not a dog. Also, my sister is not like Muriel because she never defend me whenever I get abuse, because my entire family has sold their soul to Lucifer, I mean Edgar Cruz. So I fight them by myself. I fight them by taking something from their food box or avoid sharing my stuff to them. I feel insulted if I share my stuff. After all, they've all taken advantage of me. But I have a belief if someone did something bad to me, I should do the same thing to them. I'm more like the, be nice to me and I'll be nice to you, type of person and be bad to me and I'll be bad to you. Steven's personality is cynical, absolute confidence, lunatic, cruel, hypocritical, biased, judgmental, selfish and money-obsessed person. He did so many unforgivable sins to me and I hate him more than Jherwin to the point that wanting him to be dead. Yeah. This dick is a pure asshole. He is also smart at lying because Edgar Cruz made him the distributor of his propaganda about me. The propaganda contains pure lie about me, that's why no person in this planet knows the true me. Steven Morallos also has a strong egoism, jealousy, absolute unethical and untrustworthy. He treats me like an animal, he sees himself like some kind of a high-profile person. He always thinks hurting and mocking someone and bragging about the things he has will make him some kind of a big guy. Other people's feelings has no value to him and he will do everything to win even if he has to kill someone. I also heard that he went to a birthday party and insulted a clown which mocks his job that he makes a living off. Steven doesn't know how to limit his superiority and absolutely rude. He also doesn't care about his children, he has daughter Shane that used to avoid him because of his disrespectful attitude. He did so many disrespectful and unethical things to me and irrelevant to talk about. But that would take me forever to put them in this video, so I'll focus on the ones happened recently. When I was on trip to Aklan, I was sent to an hospital. After hearing the news, the jerk celebrated that it's the best day ever for him. He laughed like crazy that almost gave him an heart attack. Of course, I was absolutely pissed about this mockery. I don't want to talk about why I was in a hospital because that was an absolutely nightmare to me. But the bastard has a strong hope that I would die in a hospital. Little does he knows he will lose his job if I die sooner. Yeah, that's right, all his actions are paid by Edgar Cruz. Unless he was assigned to a new person to hurt mentally. At the very end he's doing all this not for Edgar's praise or he's loyal to him. Steven only thinks about money, that's why he accepts such job that nobody should be proud of. Another thing happened is he was fired at his cover job by his boss, Monte, and threatened him that he will sue him. I don't know what caused Monte to wanna sue him, but Steven obviously did another shit. At that moment, I decided that I would side with Monte against Steven. I don't know who's this Monte guy or what alignments he's in nor had seen the guy's face. But I hope he has no other interest beyond that. I have to be careful choosing an ally. Few days later, I haven't heard any news about Monte or had already planned to sue him as Steven stops talking about him, which leads us to a theory that Edgar Cruz has assassinated him just so I don't meet him or let him know I'm fighting for the same common enemy. This also means that Monte's goal doesn't have selfish interest and he is someone that I could trust. Because if my doubts were wrong and Monte turns out to be another bad guy, then Edgar wouldn't kill him. The fact that he killed my potential ally is so disappointing. And to this day, the untold death of Monte will remain a mystery as the police never knew this crime existed. I can't really blame the police because Edgar's actions are smart and pretty well done. Now that Glodolanians presumed Monte is dead, Steven is confident to take me down, but that overconfident will be his downfall anyway. The next happen is Steven's cousin has died and Edgar persuaded him to blame me for the death. Edgar took that opportunity to ignite Steven's anger to me. I don't even who's the guy is, but I heard the cause of his death is too much alcohol, which is the same bad habit Steven has. That's the day I swear Steven will die boozing just like his cousin or Bergdorf from Downfall movie. And the most recent thing happen is when I heard I'll be receiving money from my mom in Belgium. With no hesitation Steven denies my money and wants it for himself to buy drinks, pay prostitute to fuck them and drugs. Yes, I haven't told you that Steven is a drug pusher and that's where his absolute unethical bad attitude came from. Those are not just the illegal things he has done to disrespect the heritage of my home. Before all these things happened, he slaughtered 2 dogs for food, and in my country, slaughtering dog is illegal and punishable by law. His confidence about this because he was never caught. My sister doesn't give a fuck and doesn't give a fuck about Steven cheating on her. I didn't report Steven because I don't have evidence, and if I do that, there would an embarrassment that will backfire to me. Everyone in the house ate the dog except me, and I will not risk my sanity to eat dog meat because I have a strong pride. He dictates everyone in house for his selfish goal, but I will not be dictated by some who isn't my parents. Who care if he's older and stronger? I have the right choose my own path and I will not be dictated by a horrible devil who is unjustified, outright maniac, who've abused me and have taken advantage of my weaknesses. These people aren't just my haters, they are my archenemies and what they did to me is absolutely personal. The world would be a better place if Jherwin, Stephen and Edgar are all dead. And it's unbelievable that my family tolerate his wrongdoings. But at the end, Stephen failed to took the money for himself. Yesterday, I posted photos of my shopping adventure on Instagram. Because of Stephen, I became the real-life Bocce. Maybe I should have been Bocce instead of Nanobana Kinako as my character because Bocce is relatable to me and I was impressed when I watched the anime. Also, did you know that Stephen put too much pressure on me that I almost did the unthinkable like Akane from Oshinoko? I'm not gonna bother what it means, but if you are a fan of Mystery Recapped, you know what it means. But I never did the unthinkable because I remembered a quote from Fairy Tale that inspired me and it's, every minute you gave up, think about why you held for so long. And another quote that I should tell to Stephen and it's, if someone's sadness is funny to you, I'll beat you until you cannot give another smile. The part that he's wanting my money like he owns it shows how greedy he is, like Google, Facebook, Apple, EA, Disney and Microsoft. All these are greedy companies like Stephen Morallos. I also learned that North Koreans that are being sent to other countries to do such cruel job earns nothing. All money that are supposed for them are always sent to Kim Jong-un's pocket. Yeah, it's something like that except Stephen fails. After all these wrongdoings he has the audacity to play victim just like the bastards of Twitter. One time he tries to borrow my earphone but I lied to him that my earphone is broken and the jerk actually believes it. Well, to tell you the truth, I don't actually let other people use my earphone because earphone are personal belongings just like a toothbrush and should only be used by one person. Also Stephen tries to pretend he is leaving for good so many times and since he has repeated this same lie for years, I'm not a fool to easily deceive on his lie. Stephen may easily deceive so many people, but he can never deceive me. In fact Stephen's actions are predictable now which improves how I plan my next move. Stephen always been underestimating my intelligence and my capabilities so there are some times that I beat him at some point and since I held for so long on this eternal war with my archenemies, I have no reason to back down from my endeavor to take down my enemies. The last time he fails to deceive me on his same old cliché lie is he did a pretend fight with my sister to make his departure looks true. She even had to these fake drama to persuade me to think he will never come back and but the end I stick with my mindset and he did come back. Because of Stephen the hopes of finding peace and family unification is no longer possible and it will never will become they devoted themselves to be the follower of the demon himself, Edgar Cruz. I will be fighting an endless war with all my enemies as long I'm breathing and will die at old age. At least I died fighting for my rights and my endeavor for a peaceful life rather than giving up and die. Okay, I think that's all the things you should know about Stephen Morallos. Now we will take about the third and last hater, that's none other than the demon himself, Edgar Cruz. Unlike the previous two haters we talked about, Edgar Cruz, also known in his full name, is Edgar Gongora Cruz. This time, I can show you a picture. Who is he? At first glance, he seems look like a nice guy, but don't let that look fools you. Behind that smile is his evil background. He is the mastermind of my life ruination and the one who pays Stephen Morallos and Jherwin to ruin my life. He is basically the boss of those two. Like Stephen Morallos, he also has a cover job to hide his true purpose. He is the CEO and director of a school here in the Philippines called Roots of Learning, where he secretly teaches children to be evil in hopes that they will become his minions when they grew up. Edgar doesn't just pay Stephen and Jherwin to ruin my life. He also pays hundreds of his minions to ruin me. His minions are called Pro Edgar, and there are two types of Pro Edgars. The first one is Certified Pro Edgars. This type of minions are followers of Edgar who worship him like a god but unprepared for extreme jobs such as killing. Their job's highest limit is stealing. Just like I mentioned before, my money was stolen back in 2019 and it was my niece who also became a Pro Edgar. And the next is Proud Pro Edgars. This type of minions are the most loyal followers of Edgar Cruz. Only the heartless and merciless beings are chosen for this position. So far, the only one I know in this position is none other than Stephen Morallos, and normally only adults are allowed to be in this position, and the only other requirements is bad habit, and Stephen Morallos has those. Edgar Cruz's ultimate goal is make me commit the unthinkable, which again, if you watch Mystery Recapped, you know what that word means. This is the reason why I haven't been killed. Because killing me would ultimately ruin his plan. But he always fails, as I have a brave heart. Forget about Saudi Arabia ruining football and the Glazers in Manchester United. Edgar Cruz is literally pure evil. All his actions has been inhuman and absolutely immoral. One time, he reported one of my videos, and YouTube is dumb enough to believe at his stupid lies. Of course Edgar Cruz knows I won't give up easily, so he tries everything he knows to achieve that goal and doesn't care about how he did it as long he succeeds. Edgar Cruz is literally Satan himself in a human body. Do you watch Inazuma 11? Edgar Cruz acts like Kageyama Reiji, and it is claimed that Edgar Cruz is the smartest liar in the world. He is the ultimate fraud. Like Kageyama, he has the habit of showing a sinister smile whenever he is plotting against me. Why does Edgar Cruz's hatred on me is absolutely overwhelming? The answer is simple. Edgar Cruz blames me for the death of his father, actually dies in old age. That extreme anger is converted into a fuel for Edgar to hate me. Since Edgar is a fraud genius, he can easily grab any people to become his minions by tempting them to accept his money. If they don't accept it, Edgar will use his word to remind them their misfortunes, and if it doesn't work, he will threat their lives. And these dumb people think money will solve all the problems in their lives. These are the type of people who doesn't know money can buy everything except happiness. Like Stephen Morallos, there are many things to explain about Edgar. But this video has become too long for a discussion video, and this video took me 3 days to complete, so you type your questions in comment and I'll answer them for you. Thank you for watching this video.
Jherwin da. Ina mo tang ina mo, Japoy Dison. Ang pangit ng pagmumukha mo, tang ina mo. Kita mo ba ang mukha mo sa salamin? Tangina mo, ang pangit mo, ano halalaban ka pa? Tang ina mo, mag-e-extend ka na nga dyan. Tem ka na eh.